Hello friends. So today I am Aditya again come up with a very fresh topic, and today our topic is about the monetization policy of India, and we will discuss about this topic. And my name is Aditya. You are watching my REALMS channel, and I am ex Navodian, 2 times NDA conference out. And regarding NDA, if anyone is having doubt, he can comment below the section. And please, after listening this, please comment on this topic that what do you think about it, and please share your views in the comment section. We will discuss about this topic, and I will make sure that I will clear your all doubts regarding this topic, that what is government is going to do. And let's talk about that what is the monetization asset policy of India and what government is aiming for that. So today we will see that the government announced an ambition program of asset monetization, in which the government hopes a 6 trillion revenue generate for a 4 year period. So if we think that it's about the 6 trillion rupees, it's a huge amount. And basically the government is doing from the PPP model, and in which we can see that government is leasing their property for the 30-year period, and in which for the 4 years the government is assuming that they will get the 6 trillion revenue from it. And if we see that from which type of assets the government is earning this, so we can see there are multiple things: the roads, the gold mines. And we can also see that government doing this type of things from a multiple sector, not only for the roads and gold mines. We can be having a list of that, that is the roads, the railways, the power transmission, telecom sector like BSNL, MTNL, the power generation sector, the natural gas pipelines, the petroleum products pipeline, other assets also. And talking about the government mining assets, the airports, like we can see the Gujarat airports which were under the Adani, and we can see that Adani is running these all, the renovating work, and he also setting the prices of it. We can also see the ports, the sports stadium, the urban real estate assets, the implementation of pleasant plan examiner. So we can see these all type of things which government wanted to monetize. And if we seen that what is the effect of that, so firstly that we will have a positive effect of it. The first, underutilized. The basically the underutilized mean here that the government in which the government have invested, but they still not get a full amount of revenue from that. So basically we will see that government is having a downfall in it. So what government will do, like government is having some stadiums in which the government is not taking care properly, and it was not managed by them properly. So what they can do, they can directly give upholding to the private sector, and then private sector will uphold this, they will do the work, they will improve the infrastructure, they will do the advertisement of it, so that they can generate a good amount of revenue. And on this they will give back a return to the government as a as a tax, or we can say that as a rent on it. We can also clear this with a small example, like you are living, or you wanted to do a business of real estate or rooms. So what you can do, you are finding a dealer that who is giving you a rent of a house. And then what you can do, you can do everything on it, you can renovate everything, and you are giving that thing to a person who is needy. So basically in that case we can see that the government is like the owner of this whole thing, but the earner, the private companies who are earning, who are investing on it, and they are doing advertisements, they are doing improving well structured, and that's all they earning from it. So both we can see that in this we see the help of government, the government will increase its depth, and we can also see the investment also increased in this. So talking about the another thing of that, those well utilized, it means that the structure, the infrastructure which are nowadays are at a good cost, or the government is earning too much revenue from it. So basically in that case we can see the low operating cost, the low operating cost means that the working condition of the people, like we can talk about the private ownership, because government wanted, because these are the government main thing, because government is earning too much from that. So basically government will high the prices of it, and the company who owns it for the 2 or 3 or 4 years or whatever, they get a good price in bidding. So at that cost the government is earning. So government will give them a structure that they have to pay this certain amount of money in this tenure. So basically it's totally depend upon the private company or private ownership, that how they will manage, and in which thing we can see the exploitation of the persons. Basically we can take the example of the companies, that the company who are running, and because of the exploitation of the workers we can see a lot of problem in it. So talking about the working condition, the similarly which I told you earlier. So basically these are the conditions for the those who are well utilized. I think that you clear your meaning about the well utilized thing. Like we can also talk about the oil companies. The government is having the national oil companies, the BPCL, these are the good earning source for government. So we can see that government are doing the privatization of it. So definitely that it will provide a high benefit to the government, but it will low operating cost and low the working condition of the persons to the exploitation of it. So now the conclusion of it is that basically the public private ownership in this case is good. But if we talk about those who well utilize thing, in that case we can say that the conclusion will totally transfer to that the INVIT. Basically the INVIT is the investment infrastructure trust. This is similar like to the mutual funds, that if we see that the mutual funds are the smaller funds which me and you all can invest. So it is a low risk type of thing, in which the mutual funds they directly give to a structured bank, or we can say if we took mutual funds from a bank, so they invested these things in a stocks and bonds basically. So what the conclusion of it, that to improve this structure the government should based on the INVIT, because it is better than the public private ownership, because in this case the whole ownership goes for that tenure, not for the government. It totally goes on the private ownership, and definitely that it will cause a great worst condition for them. But in the case INVIT is there, so we can see that there are many individuals, many public sector banks, many public sector companies who wanted to invest in this, and they directly report to the government, and government issued some type of trust for them, like bonds or this all, and government then invest on the investment projects. Like government wanted to generate 6 trillion economy. So for that the government is giving the trust to them, and after all when the infrastructure is fully grown, and then government, what will the government do, the government took back it from them and gave it to the dividends, like who are the individuals, who are the real estate companies, who are the big ownership. So I think that this will solve the problem. The INVIT is the better option than PPP model. Proper execution of this, yeah, definitely that proper execution is needed in that case, because we can see the exploitation, in the case of the roads and the infrastructure. Because basically if we seen in that the roads who are fully furnished by the government, they are taken by the companies, and definitely if the private ownership is there, we see a large hike of prices, and we see the high taxes on it. So definitely that the proper execution of this will lead to a great help for the people, and definitely we can see, because everything is having its pros and cons. So I hope you understand this all topic, and thank you.